In this video, we are talking about combining like terms and solving equations that involve like terms. So firstly, we need to define combining like terms. So, like terms are terms that have the same variable and the same exponent. For example, we have negative 8x plus 2 minus 3x plus 17. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the terms that are like terms. Signs matter, so we're going to take a look at the sign or the operation in front of each term as well. So I have negative 8x and negative 3x. They both have an x value that has the same exponent of 1 because we don't have anything else explicitly written there. So I can combine those by adding them together. Negative 8 and negative 3 give me negative 11 x's. Now I also have two more like terms, and that's positive 2 and positive 17, and I can combine those by adding them together as well, and I get positive 19. Another example here, I have 6k and minus 3k plus 4 minus 12. So they're already kind of grouped for me here. 6k and minus 3k are together, and the 4 and the minus 12 are together. So let's watch my signs here. 6 minus 3 gives me positive 3k, and I have 4 minus 12 gives me negative 8, and I put that together. Go ahead and give this a shot. Remember the definition of like term, and try this one, and check in with Mrs. Jackson when you're ready. Now that we're comfortable with combining like terms, I want to address how that looks in an equation. So the other day we put down distribute in spot 1. Now today in spot 2 we're going to put combining like terms. Combine like terms. Okay, we will continue with those boxes as well in the next section. So one example we have is 4n minus 2n equals 4. First and foremost, and this is the main reason why I do this, is I am going to draw my wall so that I can clearly see where my sides are, because I can only combine like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. Okay, so I have 4n and I have 2n. It's a negative 2n, right? I also have a 4, but that's on the opposite side of the equal sign. So 4n and minus 2n combine to become positive 2n, and I still have that 4 over there. I'm just going to drop it down. Now this makes this nice and simple. I have a one-step equation, so I use my inverse operations. I'm currently multiplying, so I'm going to divide by 2 to cancel that out. But if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. So n, that is now isolated, is equal to 2. 4 times 2 minus 2 times 2 equals 4. Is that true? Well, 8 minus 4 is equal to 4, so that is good to go. And minus 2, sorry, and equals 2 is correct. Another example, I'm going to draw my wall. Negative 12 is equal to 2 plus 5v plus 2v. Now I have a 2 here. I have a negative 12 over here, but since they are on opposite sides, I cannot combine them. They have to be on the same side of the equals. I'm just going to drop down the negative 12, and I'm going to drop down the positive 2. And then I have 5v and 2v that together make 7v, and that is positive. So I'm going to subtract 2 for both sides. Now remember my signs. Negative 12 and negative 2 gives me negative 14. And then, of course, I have 7v left, 7v. And I want to isolate the variable, so I am going to divide by 7. Because 7 divided by 7 gives me just v left. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other, and I get negative 2 is equal to v, or v equals negative 2. Go ahead and pause your video and give this one a shot. When you're finished, go check in with Mrs. Jackson. One last thing I wanted to look at is sometimes we will have distribution and we'll have like terms. Now, as you may have noticed, I asked you to put distribute first and then combine like terms. We are going to follow that order before we continue. So I'm going to distribute before I do anything else. Distribute tells me I multiply 6 times 6v, which is 36v, and 6 times 6, which is 36 alone, minus 5 and minus 6v. Now I didn't do anything on this side, so I'm just going to drop down my 1. Moving forward, I'm going to combine my like terms now. So I have 36v and I have minus 6v. So when I combine those two together, I get 30v. And then I have positive 36 and negative 5. When I combine those two together, I get 31. Positive 31. And of course, I still have 1 over here. Now I have a two-step equation. So I have done 2 steps already, multi-step equation right here. And then I'm going to eliminate the 31 and then finally eliminate the 30. So I'm going to subtract 31 from both sides. Now this does give me a negative number. I'm going to drop my 30v down. I haven't done anything with that yet. I end up with negative 30 on the right side as well. Final step, I'm going to divide by 30 on both sides. V alone is equal to negative 1.